Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. And it's another live segment, live Arsenal news, coming to you live, right and direct from central London, well, North London at least, anyway. Yeah, we've got some news to give you, and I think you guys appear to enjoy it because no one has complained so far. I've checked my inbox, I've checked my outbox, but there's not been any complaints just as yet. So I think we'll continue with this segment anyway. Right. So yes, welcome back to Cannon Fodder. Giving you some live news. I know that the situation, the transfer, is going to be hotting up. So it opened up yesterday, UK time. But yeah, we're not going to be giving you too much transfer news on this channel anyway. We're going to try and stay well away from that because there's other channels who can do a better job than ourselves. So we won't be giving you any transfer news as such. Call to arms again before we get going and up and running. Make sure to subscribe to cannonfoddertv on all platforms and hit the notification button so you can receive all the latest and greatest news right here on this lovely, lovely channel. Right, so the first bit of news that we're going to pick up on was again this starlet here. Yeah, Bukayo Saka has been an absolute revelation this season, and this news comes from Mirror Online, and it says that Bukayo Saka shares a Thierry Henry anecdote which fueled his desire to emulate the Arsenal icon. So Bukayo Saka has been a star for Arsenal this term and has now been given, as we know, as we reported last week, the number 7. But the youngster still draws inspiration from the legendary gunner Thierry Henry. Yes, Thierry Henry has inspired this young starlet. So Bukayo Saka continues to be inspired by Thierry Henry, who he dreams of emulating at Arsenal. Oh, that is high standards, man. If you can do that, then the world is your oyster and you could become a club legend. Well, we know the teenager has enjoyed a breakthrough season campaign at the Emirates and recently signed a new long-term deal. Saka has been in the Gunners Academy for years, but was just 5 years old when Thierry Henry left North London and headed for Barcelona. Listen, nonetheless, the retired striker remains an influence at Arsenal and has previously shared stories with Saka about his refusal to accept defeat. His mindset was so elite, the 18-year-old said, speaking to Sky Sports. He told us about a day that Arsenal were behind and he wouldn't allow his team to lose before running past everyone to score. I think I know which game he's talking about. There you go, know which one he's talking about. When he speaks to your face, and you see in his eyes how passionate he is for the game and how much he wanted to win, it shows why he was such a great player. You dream of trying to emulate a career like his, a young player that inspires you, and that's why scoring against Wolves meant so much to me. That was actually a wonderful goal there. So Saka has scored 4 times in 30 outings this term, and has been heavily praised by Mikel Arteta. And if he's talking about emulating Thierry Henry, that is high standards, really, really, for this youngster. If he can come anywhere near that, then it'll be fantastic. But it has to start with mentality. You know, Thierry Henry had a really, really high ceiling of expectation for himself and also for his teammates. So, you know, if Bukayo Saka can actually emulate anywhere near that level of Thierry Henry, then yeah, he's on his way to being a real, you know, an addition to a legendary status. But it's got to start with mentality. You know, you see Thierry Henry just running all over the place, scoring all kinds of goals, left foot, right foot, knees, shoulders, head, heads, shoulders, knees, and toes. That's a different story for another time. But yeah, Bukayo Saka, that Thierry Henry was his main idol there, you know, and inspiration. So you know that he can do it. He can do it. But again, it starts with the mentality. Doesn't matter how much skill you have, you've got to have the right mentality to do all the things that maybe most players are not willing to do. So, yeah. Okay, and the next bit of news is coming from ex Gunner turned Sky Sports pundit Paul Merson. And so Paul Merson, he's given his prediction for next season. So just on hot on the heels of seeing this season end, former Arsenal midfielder Paul Merson thinks Liverpool will win the Premier League again next season. Back-to-back Premier League wins. The Reds won the Premier League at a canter, and they wrapped up the season in record time with 7 matches to spare. And Mercer expects Liverpool to go again next season and steal their second title in 30 years. So Merson told a Daily Star, I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool didn't go on and did it again. Man City are a brilliant team, make no mistake, and they can blow away anyone on their day. But Liverpool are more consistent. They can win games when they are not playing well. And Man City haven't been able to do that because the defense hasn't been as good. And I know there's been talk about, really Guardiola didn't replace Company, did he? And I think Company could have played maybe just one more season. But again, how many more seasons? You've got to think about the bigger picture. But I think that was the underlying effect there, that they didn't replace Vincent Kompany. Anyway, so Merson adds, it's a shame Liverpool had to lift the Premier League trophy in front of an empty stadium at Anfield. I can remember the last time Liverpool won the title in 1990 because I was in the Arsenal side that did the same thing the following season. But then, you knew if you finish above Liverpool, then probably you're basic champions. They were so dominant at the time. But I think their fans will definitely get the chance to celebrate a Premier League trophy presentation aside Anfield in the future, because this won't be the last time Liverpool win the title. So he's thinking himself that Liverpool are going to win back-to-back Premier Leagues. I mean, guys, come into the chat and tell me, do you think Paul Merson is right insofar as thinking that Liverpool are going to do it again next season? That aside, I know that Arsenal are not going to be challenging for the Premier League unless you believe in miracles. I believe in miracles. Where from? No, it's not going to happen. But guys, those 7 or 8 of you who have come into to see this Arsenal news, come into the chat and do you agree with Paul Merson? Do you think that Liverpool, come next season, are going to be somewhere at the top, winning their second Premier League title? I'm not so sure. I don't think so. I don't think so. It'd be a tough ask. And as well, I think, Klopp, he'll probably want to evolve the team. I think if he can keep the same team together, then maybe. But I think, I can't see it myself. But that's just my personal point of view. And then just other news. Is it newsworthy? Yeah, Joe Willock. I saw some stats yesterday. I didn't want to do it on yesterday's segment, but I'll tell you about what I saw and what my thoughts are about Joe Willock. But I'll give you my my opening gamut. And he's talking on goal.com, and he's talking about Pierre Aubameyang. He says, Aubameyang looks happy at Arsenal, says Willock, with everyone on the Gunners' books hoping that he can commit his long-term future at Arsenal. Willock is amongst those eager to see good news delivered over the coming weeks, with Aubameyang having entered the final 12 months of his current deal and sparked regular rounds of transfer talks. The Arsenal Academy graduate says the signs from their talented teammate are positive when it comes to his future, with all of those around him in North London eager to see their captain stay put. Willock told a Beautiful Game podcast, Alba is an amazing guy and he's our captain. He is also a massive player for us. I don't know what's going on with his contract, but I love playing with him. Hopefully he will stay at the club so that I can learn from him even more. He looks happy at the club. Yeah, well, he does look happy, but will he sign the contract? We don't know. Willock, on the other hand, has played the most games for Arsenal this season, 44 games. Admittedly, mostly from the bench, and still hasn't been able to establish himself in the first team. So his stats are 5 goals, 2 yellow cards. And do you remember the goal he scored, the screamer against Liverpool? It was in October last year, and we lost. What I'm going to say is that with Willock, Arteta is so eager to see this player do well. He wants the young players to do well. But 44 games, admittedly most of it from the bench, but Willock, I don't know, man. I don't know. So promising, but I would say he probably needs to have a loan spell to try and gather his thoughts and realize, he's at one of the best teams in the country. But you can only lead the horse to water. You can't force it to drink the water, to use that analogy there. Willock has been afforded so many opportunities, 44 games, 44 appearances this season, the most. But he needs to buck up his ideas, and I think maybe a loan spell might be the best thing for him. I don't know. I don't know. It's when I read the stats, I was thinking, really, 44 games, the most amongst all the players there. More than Aubameyang, Lacazette, Pepe, who's our record signing. But yeah, I think with Joe Willock, excuse me, I can see that Arteta wants to afford this youngster so many opportunities to prove himself, and it's just with the transfer window, depending on which players we get in and the players we can ship out the door, I've got a funny feeling that Joe Willock might be one of the players who might be not I'm not going to say sold, but I think he probably needs that loan spell just to try and give him that added experience there. I've said it many times that with certain players who have come from the academy, they get the double A rating support and treatment there. I think a loan spell where they're playing against real ruffians in lower leagues, on a cold windy night, maybe October, November, in the winter, might hold him in good stead. But yeah, like I said, I think you can see Arteta wants to give the youngsters a chance, but yeah, 5 goals, 44 starts, 2 yellow cards. At what point do we think, what, we've got to loan this guy out, get him the experience? And it's not only about, footballing experience, it's about, life skills as well. Trying to get up when you're down will hold him in good stead going forward. But yeah, I think Willock, yeah, I mean, out of all the players, the youngsters this season, of course, Martinez didn't come from the academy. Saka has been the headline act for us. Maitland-Niles, we've seen a real upturn in his performance. So, yeah, again, guys, I don't know what you think about, Willock. Do you think he should be loaned out just for the shortest of periods, just to try and help him, develop himself? Again, not only in footballing terms, but in life skills. I guess for a lot of these players, that when they're out on loan, it'll be the first time they're going to be away from home, having to cook for themselves, be amongst different, set of people, not the academy players that they grew up with at Arsenal. So, hold them in good stead. Yeah. So let me just quickly go into this. There's been just one comment here. I'm not sure who it's been from. Pardon me on the pronunciation. Is it Fife? Thoughts on Arsenal's defence? Well, we've known for the best part of almost a decade, I would say, it's the Achilles heel of Arsenal, and we know Saliba is yet to come in. Tierney has been a really good addition. I'm loving the competition now in the right back position there. You've got Bellerin now, who's got the competition from Cedric Suarez. You've got maybe Ainsley Maitland-Niles, even though he said publicly that he's not happy. That's not his preferred position there. But it's good to have, competition in that right back position there. But yeah, going to that question, their thoughts about Arsenal defence, it's been atrocious. I'm not David Luiz's greatest fan. I saw ESPN. They did a review on certain teams, and they spoke about certain players giving you one really good performance in 10 games. That's not going to be good enough for Arsenal. Players have to be on their game almost in every single match, whether they're playing home or away. But the defense needs a massive upgrade. So we're all going to see what happens with when Saliba comes in. But for me, David Luiz, Mustafi, as much as Mustafi has had a really good season, they're not going to give you that consistency. And I've got to say this, I have to be honest. When I saw the last game there against Watford, my live stream went down. And I missed the part when David Luiz gave away the penalty. So he's given away a bucket load, well, not say a bucket load, but he's given away penalties. And he's been sent off twice. So this player, again, I'm not picking on him, I'm just going by what I've seen on his performances. He's probably had maybe just a handful of good performances. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. And then you go on to say, definitely the kids need experience. They do. Again, not only in footballing terms, but in life skills, trying to, develop yourself, be amongst people that you're not familiar with. Play in football leagues where the players are not going to think a second chance about, he's an Arsenal player. No. They need a bigger life skill experience there. So we've just been talking and speaking about Joe Willock. We've also been speaking about Saka, who says that his club legend Thierry Henry has inspired him, and he wants to try and emulate Thierry Henry. If you could do that, yeah, it speaks volumes. And also we've been talking about Paul Merson, who says for next season his predictions are that Liverpool are going to have back-to-back Premier League. They're going to be back-to-back Premier League champions. No one's coming to the box and be bold enough to tell me what their thoughts are on that. Well, but it's okay. It's all right. I understand that. And of course, we've been talking about Joe Willock. Yeah, he's been talking about Aubameyang. He wants Aubameyang to sign his contract there, but also on the same side, he's been afforded 44 starts, the most. And like I said, I think Arteta wants him to do so well. But how many more chances can you give a player who had 5 goals this season, 2 yellow cards, a wonder goal against Liverpool back in October? When Leno recovers, do you think him or Martinez should start as goalkeeper? We spoke about this post-game reaction after the Watford game. And that question actually came in the comments box. And the panelists, James Rowe and IG, we both said Martinez. Martinez next month would have been at Arsenal for 10 years. 10 years. That is a lot of patience. A lot of patience. So I would have to say on current form, Martinez. So Arteta has a big decision to make because we've got 2 number 1 goalkeepers. 2 number 1 goalkeepers. Yeah. What about you? Who would you go for, Leno or Martinez? Faith, tell me if you're still watching. Yeah. Guys, make sure you stay tuned this week. We've got the player profile. It's going to be Cesc Fabregas. That was asked for by Arsenal Vlogs, and we do the majority of the Arsenal player profiles depending on what you want. So if you want us to feature one of your player profile Arsenal players, your favorite player, then let us know. Hit us up in the comments box or send us a message in the DM, and we will research the player and we will do the upload the following Thursday. Every Thursday is Arsenal player profile, where we feature players who have played for Arsenal over the last 50, sometimes over the last 60 years. Just only a few players that we featured over the last 60 years. But again, guys, it goes by which players you want us to feature. And also on this coming Friday is going to be the Easy Talk, which is our headline live stream where we have a panelist of guests just talking about Arsenal. And this one's going to be featuring some of my friends now who are in Central and South America. Jonathan, who's Arsenal Colombia, also Alfie and Aldrich, Arsenal Costa Rica. So make sure you set your reminders or your alarms, whatever it is that you need to do to remind yourself. And it's going to be really, really good. Leading up to the FA Cup final coming this Saturday. And Faith has come back and says Martinez has definitely proven himself to be good. I agree. Yeah, on current form. I mean, how can you personally? I would be aggrieved, next season if they chose Leno. I think we featured Martinez yesterday, of Ian Wright saying that he's fearful that Chelsea might come in and try and sign Martinez because Kepa, he's had a nightmare season. So yeah, I think you've got to play players who are on form, not because of the name on the backs, on current form. What are you going to say? I've got to go now. I've subbed, so I'll see you later. Bye. Thank you very much for that. And yeah. So that's going to be it. It's going to be it. Just trying to keep you guys going with some news. Again, not transfer news because there are other bigger, more experienced podcasters out there who can give you transfer news, better quality than we can ever do. We'll give you small snippets of maybe information that maybe you probably wouldn't be aware of. And that's it. And also, I'm going to remind you guys again, just a little snippet. We've got our merchandise up and running. So, if you're interested in the cannonfoddertv t-shirts, it's now coming at £19 or £20. Send the orders to our email, or we'll leave the email address in the comments box, or send us a DM at cannonfoddertv on Twitter. Sizes small, medium, large, and extra large. By the way, people have been asking, is that picture of you, Alex? No, it's not me. That's not me. I used to look like that maybe like 20 years ago, but that's not me. So yeah, if you're interested in our merchandise, send us an order, and we'll send you a t-shirt as quickly as we can. Right, so nobody else has come into the comments box. Just saying that, yeah, 2 people have come in now. Vlogs, we've just been talking about you. Your thoughts about Aubameyang and whether he's going to sign, because we've just been saying that Joe Willock, who's played 44 games, the most of any Arsenal player, yeah, I was thinking whether he needs to be loaned out, or get that life skills apart from the footballing skills there. And you say, when is the FA Cup final preview out? I can pop in. Listen, like I said, we'll contact you. We need to formalize the panel who's also going to be on there, but definitely you'll be part of the panel. Personally, we don't like to have more than 3 panelist guests on there, but we'll fit you in because you've been asking since last year. So I think it's about time that we get you in there anyway. Right, Darren boy, yes, new sub here, fantastic. I do remember. Listen, before we end this, we've just been talking about the goalkeeper situation. Leno or Martinez for you, Darren boy. Who would you prefer to be the number 1 before we end it? And also Arsenal Vlogs, Luca, for you, which goalkeeper? It's a tough one, man. We've got 2 number 1s. We've got 2 number 1s at Arsenal. My goodness. So quickly before, we wrap this up, guys, quick poll, would you have Leno start come new season, or would you stick with Martinez? Quickly. It's all right. So Vlog says play Martinez. Well, yeah, it's got to be him. But I mean, going forward for the next season, new season, would you have Leno come back once he's fit, or would you stick with Martinez? And Darren says Martinez. I've got to agree with Darren. It's got to be Martinez, man. Absolutely, no shadow of a doubt. And yeah, just guys, if you just missed it, we've just been speaking. Oh, right, really? You've gone for Leno? Why Leno? Arsenal Vlogs. Why would you go for Leno? Again, I've just said that you've got to go and choose players by their form, not on name, not on reputation. So by that, you've surely got to go with Martinez, because Martinez, he's more comfortable coming up for the ball. He's good at reading the situation, and he doesn't always play out the ball from the back. He can sense the danger. So again, we'll go, yeah. But you need to quantify that. Why would you still go for Leno, Arsenal Vlogs? Darren Boy has said that he will go with Martinez. And you've changed. But yeah, why would you go for Leno, Arsenal Vlogs? Mate, he's on confidence. But new season, Leno. You know what? I think if I was Martinez, and I've displayed what I can do. I've waited 10 years for this opportunity, and for Arsenal to choose Leno, I'm off out the door. I'm out of the door, really. And yeah, he's faster. Martinez is a lot faster, and he's good. One thing that worries about me is with Leno, when he needs to come out and claim the ball, he's very hesitant on that. Martinez, you don't see that. He comes out, he claims the ball, over. So I feel more confident when Martinez, I know he's behind me. But, and you said here, Leno needs to practice his kicks contribution. But with Martinez, he's been on point. He's been on point. But it's okay. All right, so you see, Leno, for you, no problem. No problem. No problem. You've just one more here. You said that, mate, no way Martinez starts when Leno back. I know Martinez has been brilliant since he came in, but I understand by name what you said. Mate, Leno is making good saves. Mate, only thing. Well, yeah. Listen, again, we'll agree to disagree. Yeah. Leno better Martinez. Martinez has more pace than Leno, but Saturday I would start Martinez. Okay, I think Martinez is the only option unless he gets injured. No, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. All right, guys. I think I'm going to call it quits. Call it quits. And so yeah, just quickly, we've just been speaking about Paul Merson, who says his prediction for next season, that he reckons that Liverpool is going to win back-to-back Premier Leagues. I am not so sure about that, Master Merson, but it's okay. It's all right. You can be wrong. And we've also been talking about Bukayo Saka, who says that he wants to emulate Thierry Henry. And he sees that the desire and fight in his eyes whenever Thierry Henry speaks to the players, because Thierry Henry still has strong links and he always also visits the players. So if you're set yourself at that standard, it has to start with your mentality, not by your footballing skills. Your desire to fight, whether it's raining up north when we're facing Newcastle, or on a sunny day when you think we're playing at home and we're going to breeze the game. No, we go out and fight for every single game. It starts with mentality. And they've also been talking about Willock. He was saying that Aubameyang, he wants Aubameyang to sign the contract. Most of the players are happy with him. But we've also been saying, on the other hand, that Willock has been afforded 44 starts this season, 5 goals, 2 yellow cards. That wonder goal he scored against Liverpool in the League Cup. But he seems to have fallen away. But I can see Arteta wants to give him so many opportunities so he can prove himself. But I think it might hold him in good stead if he goes away on a loan spell like Smith Rowe did. Get those life skills. It's not only about football, but go away. Maybe a lot of these youngsters, they've been at Arsenal for so many years. It might be the first time that they've been away from home. Maybe learn to cook. Be with players that they've not met before. So it's about life skills. And I'll go into the box just for the last time because, again, as I've just been talking there, there's just been so many comments coming here. The last one, and we'll probably go for. Right, so Lucas, just I'll let you go. See you for the preview. Can't wait for my prediction and my thoughts. Yeah, so we'll sort something out because, like, you've been asking for the longest of time to come on to cannonfoddertv, so we'll definitely reserve your spot. Hey, Paul Smith, what's happening, man? You're all right, man. You're all right. Finally, you've missed the last 2 live streams, man. Merson talks rubbish. Listen, he's entitled to his thoughts, But yeah, Liverpool next season, Premier League champ. No, I can't see it myself. I would love Henry back at coaching staff. Yes, and you know what? Actually, I'm not going to say this. I think I'll say that bit of news for tomorrow. I'm not going to say anything, but yeah, it'd be good to see him back, coaching the youngsters, because he had a like coaching job before he took the Sky Sports job, didn't he? Henry Legend, he's the best ever to play in the Premier League. Yes, he is, and we're not being biased, but he is, man. He is. as well, maybe with Dennis Bergkamp as well. Willock, I like him, but I will keep him. Again, you're entitled to your opinion. Bring my man back, Lee Dixon. Darren, good shout, man. Good shout. You know, we did a segment last season about the players who were waiting for the call from Arsene Wenger to come back and do some coaching, and the call never came. I think we featured David Seaman, Martin Keown, who was saying that they were waiting, and the call never came. So that is a fantastic shout there to have Lee Dixon back there, because the question from Fife about the defence, Lee Dixon, Martin Keown would be fantastic to coach these players, man. That's a good shout. Really, really good shout there. Guys, I think I'm going to call it quits. I've been saying that for the last 15, 20 minutes. But listen, make sure you tune in. The times might vary, maybe half an hour, but definitely I'll give you maybe a heads up for tomorrow's Arsenal live news. But yeah, it's been really good, really, really good, this one. I've got to shoot. I've got an appointment. Yeah, but you don't want to hear, you know, about me, my appointments. But yeah, we've just been talking about Paul Merson, his prediction. Joe Willock, about him being afforded 44 starts this season, the most of any player, Arsenal player. And also Bukayo Saka is saying that Thierry Henry is his idol and he wants to emulate him. But again, like I'm saying, forget about the skills you've got there. It starts with your mentality. Yeah, your mentality has to be right. But anyhow, guys, I am out. Make sure to subscribe to Cannon Fodder TV on all platforms. Hit notification button so you can receive all the latest and greatest news right here on Cannon Fodder TV. And if you've been wondering who or what you've been watching, you have been watching Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world.